I love loading screens. Oh, good start. Where are we heading, lads? Why? I'm going over there. Oh god, those are people are going over here. I've made a mistake. Hey god. What the fuck? Thank you for the chair. That is not supposed to happen though. I'm gonna have to fix that shit. But yeah, thank you. It actually feels weird playing this with black bars on the side. You're on a mission. Oh baby. Good luck, my friend. What is this? Why can't I get over it? Cool. So let's hope I spawn in the play zone, or... What is with the texture popping? Holy. I'm hoping for one game where the play zone is this tower. Just hunker down on it. Unfortunately, it's not the case, is it? Whatever. Do we have good shit? Cool. Good start. Hot damn! That's not got a lot of armor left. Alright, I need to get moving. I need a scope for this gun. Then I need to get moving. For sure. Oh, this won't beat me here anyway. I need to work on my parachute skills. Okay, what's all these backpacks? Right. What's the point of business? Get the fuck out of here. I need a vehicle. I need one fast. Boat won't do. Cool. There's a Jeep and it's been untouched. Let's go. Fortunately, I may get killed before I even know. Is that my shadow? Uh-oh. This low health is risky though. I could just get shot out of the fucking car. Oh no, a padded jacket though. Oh yeah. What's that? Like... Is this useful? Just stand out in the open. No, I don't use that. Excuse me? Okay. Probably gonna die now. But I've got a kill. So I can't be too mad, right? Let's... Right, so I kind of know the general direction. I want to get to the second bridge. The second bridge is probably the better option, I feel. Player 30 seconds. Nope, going to the first bridge. Let's do this! Top 70, yeah! I got a good start. I got a kill. Because I had a shotgun and the other person had a pistol and he couldn't aim. But now I need to barrel it to the safe zone. I need to find a scope. Oh god, don't overturn. Do not overturn. Oh god, do not overturn. Not where this gunshot's going. Keep moving. If I can find the scope from my gun, I'm set. That's all I'm saying. Oh, come on. You need to go deeper. This has been looted and you keep going. Come on, Jeep. Not good. Not good. Alright, I can read that mark. It looks like there's going to be a building straight ahead at some point. Still want to be careful though. That's the red zone, right? Yeah. This house looks untouched. It could be a mistake to assume that though. Closed door, please. We got a helmet. There's nothing here. Alright. There's a few buildings over here. I am in the top 60. Also need to clear my bit alerts as well after. Someone's overturned a buggy. Interesting. Buggies not being touched over there. A few buggies which haven't been touched. Go. Oh God. If someone could give me a scope, I'd be extremely grateful around now. Fuck. I feel like it's risky. Gunshots, but I can't see the people. Alright, my guy's having a seizure apparently. Go. Really no scopes. The only thing I want right now. Oh, tactical stock though. Player's gonna be closing in from that way. Just keep an eye out for people to gun down. And then I'm probably gonna have to go on the move. Doubt I'd be so lucky. See, now they're getting closed in, whoever's out there. I've heard gunshots. Surprised actually. There'd be at least one person over these hills. There we go. Where's that guy going? Sorry. You get to live with 16 by 9. That person's still going ham. It looks like I have black bars either side of my monitor. That's what it looks. Oh, I'm in the safe zone still? Fuck yeah. What's this cunt doing now? For now. I mean, you know, if I'm gonna stream, I figured I might as well just do it 16 by 9, right? Because I look back on some of the VODs and like loads of fucking detail is lost. So much detail. Someone went ham. Can't believe there was no fucking scopes here though. Where are these buildings over here? I didn't check, right? Oh, there's no buildings there. Just gonna hang out in my new house, I think. I think that's the play. Is it cowardly? Kind of. Do I care? Nope. Gotta live. And to live, you must not die. Do I need to fix the bit thing after I've done this? The bit alert, because the bit alert is wrong. I don't know why it's wrong, but... Thanks Twitch. Twitch, Streamlabs even. Bit. Is that buggy gonna be inside or outside the play zone? It's gonna be outside, isn't it? That buggy might be in the play zone though. Bit. Nothing say anything about this match. I've killed one person. That's about all you can say. They're fighting in the big sea. Damn, they went fucking ham. Oh. Fortunately, it didn't stop here. Just what I would have liked. Oh, there's buildings straight ahead of me. That's a death trap. That is a death trap. What? I might want to move up to it. What the fuck are you on about? Oh god, please don't be good. No, okay. Hopefully, whoever's in this building just saw that and was like, "Hoo boy." Let's leave and go there. Someone's got the M24. Oh, that sucks. Ah, that's gonna shit at me. Jesus Christ. Oh, son of a bitch. He scared the shit out of me. Every fucking time. Every time. Oh. You can just, like, my mouse hand, I just lose complete control. I just shit myself. If I didn't shit myself, then that guy would probably be dead. Like, he took a long time to fucking try and kill me. Oh. Oh, right, let's see what's going on here. Give me a sec. What? That's not what I typed. Incoming spam. Test hosting. Hosting works. Test bit. Then why did it... Whatever. 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 What the fuck? What? Thank you, Catbag. But are you kidding me? We just tested this! Son of a bitch! Test bit! Oh, I'm not happy. I am not happy. No! I see what the issue is. Thank you, Gonzo. I see what the issue is. I think it's the issue Beauty had. No! How do I delete this? Alright, it should now be fixed.
Hey, does anybody here like Minecraft?
Oh god.
Too much weed. Too much weed.
Does anybody here like Minecraft? Anybody wanna play?
Gay! Yeah. Why am I going here? I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I deserve to die. I've decided to go to an extremely dense populated area where people are landing before me because apparently I don't know how to parachute. Parachute faster! Alright, this is my house. Just have a dope gun and shit. Trust. Good start. Good start. Frying pan. Vest. New jeans. Gas mask. We in there. Helmet. Pistol. Let's go. Reload. Open door. Oh, Victor! Okay, let's switch to this bad boy. Full auto. Bandages. More ammo. Better helmet. We got a backpack? We got a backpack? We don't. Alright. Close door. Hide. Play area. In it. Open door. Shit. Use this garage. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Yeah. Did someone just try to shoot at me? Energy drink. Oh, backpack. That's nice though. Carry more shit. It's one thing I love. It's more shit. AKM! Wait, nope, never mind. That's a normal gun. I mistook it for a different gun. Alright. There be pricks in this little town. And I want to kill them all. I'm not gonna be a pussy ass bitch. I'm gonna go to the fight. You get me a kill. If only I had my 21:9 resolution. place looks like it's been scavenged. Maybe not. Yeah, I got top 90. I saw that. I saw you. What shit you got? Oh, you got a holographic sight. Got some ammo. Ah, you got a scar. Alright, this what I need is some first aid. Which I don't have. So don't mind me. Ideally. Not there. So it's gonna take a while to heal, but it's how it's gotta be. My guy keeps seizing, which is interesting. I wish he wouldn't seize. You got something wrong with your house, Sloth. Alright, energy drink. That might be unoptimal actually. We'll see. My guy just heard the gunfire and he's shitting himself. Is the player closing yet? No. Alright. I'm gonna go live a life in the mountains. Oh god, if I can get over the wall! Oh god, my plan to live in the mountains is being foiled. Just let me through. It took a while, but I'm on my way to the mountains. To live a life of solitary solitude. Who would that? And they having a party. Glad I wasn't invited. So, I was going to add a sound effect to the bit alert, like Bucci, but I figured sound alerts while playing this would be terrible. Though I do have SFX still on my bot, but yeah. Alright, I'm in the mountains now. This is my territory. Oh fuck, I don't like the sound of that. I should leave the mountains. Look at this. Crawl up the mountain. Gunfire at close range. I was just gonna have Zamasu shouting Ningen. It's gonna like get like 7 different versions of him just saying Ningen and have them randomly play. I don't see anyone to shoot. Which is sad. I'd like to shoot someone. I probably can't kill anyone from this range anyway, right? Now an AWM. Oh, that's a bad boy. You don't want to fuck with anyone with one of them. That's for sure. Man, this play zone's closing very slowly, but as long as I have my mountain, I cannot possibly die. Or where are you dropping? Don't you drop near my fucking mountain. Oh my god, come on, drop already. Drop, 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 drop. Oh, you're too close to my mountain. You're too close. Oh, it must have already dropped. See, if I had, you know, my normal resolution, I could see over there. After the single move in the camera. God, that play zone still hasn't really moved in. It's nice that no one's idiotic enough to run across the open plains. Guess that's reassuring. Because I do it. Makes me feel like I'm special, you know? Alright, where have I gotta go? Let's fucking leg it. Keep a low profile. Ningen. Son. Go, go. I feel like there's gonna be bad people in these buildings. And now I'm running out in the open. Oh god. Trees, save me. You know, if I just... Does this hill go down a bit over here? Oh my god. I need a vehicle. That's like fucking no man's land. Someone's been in here but they've left. Building right on the edge. Oh shit! Thank you, Gonzo. There's just someone in here. No. Double bless you. Thank you. Okay, let's run. Let's run. That little compound on top of the hill looks inviting. I feel like there's someone in there though. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? That's like prime real estate right there. Okay, that jeep is facing the wrong way. When vehicles spawn, you spawn facing east. Oh god, this place isn't safe at all. This isn't prime real estate, there's no fucking doors. Shit. Shit. It's gonna have to do though. It's gonna have to do. Damn. I can stay here for a while. So I think I'll do. What? What's that? 39 hit points? So what, he was one shot away from death? I am infuriated by my gun. I am infuriated by my gun. That did not feel accurate. At all. That's angered me. Substantially. I'm gonna reset the game. In case of mem leak. See, Catbag, I was gonna make a tip jar, like a bit jar, but the Streamlabs like jar seems broken. So, like I could put custom emotes on, but it's broke. So we could have like willies falling in a cup and stuff. It'd be great. I can't do it because it's broken. So whatever. No willy bit cup. We can pretend that they're falling. Do 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 punch. 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 Man, everyone takes all the guns. Oh, okay, well, there's a gun but no ammo. Sick. Oh, another gun and no ammo. Sick. Oh, another gun and no ammo. Sick. It's high noon. That was the wrong button. There we go. Who's this prick? Gotta get as many textures loaded in as possible. Alright, let's have a look. Alright, so we're going that way.
Does anyone want to team up? Anyone want to team up? His friend?
Don't shoot me,
I'm going for you back.
What is that over there? There are quite a few parachutes around. Are there any around me? Okay, not that I can see. This little place could be mine for the taking. You got some buggy outside as well. First things first, check this shit show with a shed. Okay. How many sheds does this guy have? God, you hear shots already. He is a painkiller. Ah shit, I picked up the wrong ammo. So what is this targeting reticle? Oh no. I refuse. I said I'd never go near another crossbow again. God, this place is shit. Got a red dot sight for a weapon I don't have. Helmet. Oh mate, you know what? I would gladly use this instead. Fuck man. There's just fuck all. Oh, let's get rid of that. $12 and $7.60, so let's get rid of 9.8. Alright. Alright. That place looks like a death trap, holy shit. Am I in the play zone? Okay, I'm pretty far in the play zone. Let's head to that mark I put. Hopefully drive so far in to a point where there isn't a lot of people. But around here is kind of a hot spot, so I should be careful. Also, I don't know what's over this hill. Oh, fuck. Alright. No, fuck that. Go the rest of the way on foot. Please. Red zone gods, please. Oh god, it begins. I ask for your forgiveness in this time of need. Please allow me to reach random settlement. Pretty please. Pretty please. Pretty please. Don't fall on my head. What we got here? It's a t-shirt. Police vest. Alright, I'll take it. Okay, that was a pile of shit. This was worth the journey. Oh, look at that place. Move up there after. Jesus Christ. Right, you know, I'm gonna heal that last little bit of health because... Oh jeez, I don't want to use painkillers. Red Bull. That one like speck of HP could be like all the difference. Especially as I'm high noon in it right now. Shit, has someone been here? Either someone's been here or someone is here. They left some fingerless gloves. Why is that door closed? We'll make a play here. I think it's going up there. I'd assume that person is carried on like around there and maybe up there. Those look like the most promising areas. So if I go to a shitty area where no one would want to go, I could hopefully actually find a decent gun finally. Like what at the moment I got a fucking revolver and a shotgun. I ain't doing shit against someone with a sniper rifle. Alright, that vehicle's still pointing east. And it's blown up. So never mind that Fury. Jeez. Imagine a world where I could find a rifle. Oh shit, I just realized I'm on the edge of the play zone. I didn't want to... Fortunately, that means if there was anyone up north, they may be heading this way. No. I'll take a choke. Oh my god. This is actually infuriating though. I would like an assault rifle. Please. Another floor, how do I get up? How do I get up top? Hello? Oh, there isn't another floor. I'm an idiot. Sick. Let's check this shed quickly. What a terrible escapade this has been. At least I'm alive, right? Suppose that'd be worse. Let's check that. But then if I was dead, I wouldn't fear the crippling sadness and frustration. That is having no fucking gun. Oh? What just hurt me? I've been desynced. I don't want to fire a shot because I give my position away, but... Okay, I can search this quickly. Medkit, holy shit. Oh, my baby! You found your way to me. Look at you, you fully kitted out monster. Oh baby. Military vest, oh baby. Oh god. Okay, you drive off into the distance. You must have saw this open door. It's like a mind game, right? I can leave the door open, and then they don't bother me. Or I can close it and then they come in. I can try and pick them off, but I'd rather they avoid it for now. After all, I just got my baby. I'm now walking towards a load of fucking houses. Shit. Oh, I should have. Fuck. That is the biggest whale ship I think I've experienced. Fuck it. Oh no. You know, that works. Ain't gonna complain. Heard that. I need to head like over there. I hear fucking gunshots everywhere. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. Zigzag run. Nobody can stop you now. Oh god, that blue line's getting closer. Don't stop me. 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 I cannot believe I have not been shot while sprinting across here. Oh my god, I'll keep sprinting. I hear them. You're supersonic man. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Oh, there it comes. There it comes. Just keep zigzagging. Keep zigzagging. Fuck you, bitches. Haha! Okay. I think I am officially trapped. Oh, I know that feeling. All I can do right now is wait, alright? And hope I can get even higher on the fucking scoreboard. Oh god, don't get me paranoid, cat back. Oh, the shots, come on. I wanna see someone dead. Get me top 8! Got the Gurton ham. £22 custom fees, damn. Top 8. Top 7. I am so fucked. Oh my god. Am I actually safe here? There's no way out of here though. When that circle starts closing, I need to move. Are you kidding me? Ah, how did he not die? 19 hit points! I should have just let that guy continue sniping and then took him out at the end. That is what I should have done there. "19 hit points" means I took 98% of his health. Wait, is it 98 or would it be 96? Might be 96. Or 95. 95! I can't math. It's 95. It's divided by 5. Oh. That was tense as shit. What time is it? 8:03. Okay. I think after that I'm having a break. That was too much. Too much. But thank you all for watching. I'll play more of this soon. Maybe a Mortal Redneck as well. Today, at some point. We'll see. But yeah, in a bit. Bye.